Hello, I'm Ella from the UK, and I've had ulcerative colitis for 4 years. I want to do a video today about my potential journey to recovery from ulcerative colitis using the High Carb Health Colitis and Crohn's Recovery Programme. So I was diagnosed 4 years ago with a bad flare-up. Was kind of fine for 2 years. Then about a year and a half ago, I was really sick in hospital, and I've never quite been the same since. And I've always looked at diet to heal all sorts of medical things. I actually went vegan nearly a year ago now, which made a lot of sense to me, but obviously I struggled with the fibre with the ulcerative colitis. So I came across some really cool people on Instagram who were vegan and had healed, and I was like, but how did you do this? And they told me about this amazing book. Oh, I don't know if you can see. Sorry, the lighting is quite bad, but I figured it's not really about my face. I haven't made any effort. It's just about this story. So Self-Healing Colitis and Crohn's by David Klein. So I bought the book straight away, started following the programme, and discovered that my symptoms significantly reduced. So I started reducing my meds, but then as I reduced my meds, my symptoms came back. I panicked, took emergency meds, and I was like, oh. And then I discovered High Carb Health, 2 guys based in New Zealand, one of which has had ulcerative colitis, really tough journey with it, but actually healed using the David Klein protocol. And they're basically there to help you. So you can have kind of constant Skype calls with them to talk you through, and when things get tough, they've helped hundreds of people, and obviously one of them, Shamiz, has been through it himself, so they're there to give advice and say, no, this is normal, this is okay, you've just got to sit it out, or maybe we need to adapt and change that. And it really appealed to me because actually it can get quite scary in the detox phase, so I think it's really important to have people there that you trust and that have been through it and seen other people go through it. So yeah, I've been on the programme for 4 weeks now, having tried it already in January. So to begin with, you can have like a 30-minute free consultation with them. I had questions. I didn't need it selling to me. I just had some questions. They answered them perfectly. Then you have an hour first consultation, then weekly half-hour ones. And to begin with, I was put on the transition diet, which is literally transitioning into the diet to try and keep a detox slow so that nothing too immediate happens and you don't get crazy symptoms. And I, to be honest, found that quite tough because having already done the diet itself, I wanted to get in there and do it. But you know, I spoke to, I think it was Shakul actually, and he explained to me how important it is, and I don't want to make myself ill. That's not the point of the process. So now I'm enjoying it. And I have reduced my meds, so I've been taking for about the past year 4 tablets, 1,200 milligrams of Mesovent, which is mesasaline, an anti-inflammatory, yeah, for about the past year. I'm actually only prescribed 2, but I'm allowed to double it in a flare, and every time I've tried to lower it the past year, it hasn't worked. So now I'm on 3 tablets, which is great, and I think the first maybe 4 days when I reduced, I got some symptoms back, but that kind of cleared up and it all settled. And on Monday I'm going to be reducing down to 2, which is my actual prescribed dose. So again, I might have a few days of difficulty, we'll see, but it's exciting. Now, the actual healing diet is all outlined in the book by David Klein, but it basically involves putting your body in an environment where it's able to heal, because your body is self-healing, but we're almost not allowing it to by the build-up of so much toxicity in our bodies. So the focus is on a lot of fruit and then some cooked food in the evening. It isn't every type of fruit that's listed in the book, it's kind of food combining. But a lot of bananas, papayas, watermelon. In the transition, I'm having mango and blueberries. And then in the evening, you have some cooked food. So like potatoes, yams, squash, courgette. I think courgette is a squash. Carrots, also juices. Again, they've got to fit into the protocol. You have to have a certain amount of time between the fruits and veg, and you never have fruit after the veg, that kind of thing. But honestly, like it might sound crazy, but it's definitely helped. And when you read the book, you understand why, all to do with digestion and the process of digestion. So yeah, the difference is on the transition diet. To try and slow down any detox, you actually have cooked food twice. So maybe early afternoon and in the evening instead of just in the evening. And whilst I kind of fought it at first, now I love the fact that I get extra potatoes, not hungry because I'm having more food. So it's like a positive. So yeah, it's all gone really well for me so far, but it is very, very early days, and I am aware of that. I have had some cheat days, which basically when I'm at home by myself, it's absolutely fine. I can like just stick to the diet, but it's when I'm out, particularly in London, there's so many good vegan places, and I really struggle because I just love food. And Shamiz has said to me, you know, it's not the end of the world to not beat myself up about it, and that when I'm on the real healing diet rather than the transition, that's when I need to be super, super strict to keep things working how they should be. So yeah, really positive so far. Anything else? I've also been working with Shamiz on some of the kind of psyche, and you know, you've got to be in the right place mentally if you want to be able to heal. So that's been interesting. But yeah, so far a really positive experience. I'm looking forward to, as well as a little bit nervous once the actual detox start, to seeing what happens. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Yeah, very exciting stuff. By the way, I decided to do this. Probably no one in the world is watching. That's totally fine. I partly wanted to document it for myself because it's very easy to look back in retrospect and say, well, where did it go wrong? Or, oh, it was really easy, when actually I've got videos saying it wasn't easy. I did a lot of research, before starting this diet, but I particularly watched, I mean, I did my own research, but I also watched like every single one of High Carb Health's videos and all their testimonials. And obviously the testimonials were great, and they gave me loads of insight into what to expect, and particularly some of the tougher symptoms. But they're all in retrospect. So I thought potentially maybe one day this might help people that want to kind of see the process of the journey as someone's going through it. So yeah, that's all for now. I'll be back maybe in a couple of weeks.